Yeah, good morning, people. So look, today we just made a moving. It was very moving. We still didn't finish, but now I'm at work taking some time to speak with you guys. And yeah, I just would like to finish the point that we just started to discuss in French last time. And it was like that. Rabbi Israel Dovdesser, who was the last of the true students of Rabbi Nachman, said that he doesn't want people that learn continuously. He doesn't want people that pray continuously, even if he said that the man should be doing so in his free time. But he said that he wants people that actually act, make something. So what I'm saying is, Rabbi Nachman says something very impressive according to my view, and I just would like to share this idea with you today also. Um, he says, sometimes you speak with a friend or you speak with someone in such a way that you have the impression that everything that you say just like mundane, and you just like lose your time, and it's not something that has some value or something. And sometimes you can really get like depressed, or not depressed, that's the wrong term, but you can get, in doubt. Maybe I'm doing the right thing, maybe not. But this should be dismissed right away. I mean, if your intent is to convey some good message and some message of Torah, of teachings that really inspired you in your life. So that's precisely what I'm doing. Sometimes I just take my phone and say, you know what? Why in the world did God give me a very nice phone which has a pretty decent camera? It's not like a DSLR or like a high-end camera, but the quality is pretty nice, and the sound is great too. So why shouldn't I use it to convey some very good things that I have? Some inner joy, inner thoughts that I learned that can help me, that can help you, that can help everyone. So I guess that's something that is proper to do, and yeah. So I'm going to give an example to support what I just said, because it's always important to try to find some at least examples or things that you learned. So this is precisely something that I learned, I think, in Chaye Moharan, the life of Rabbi Nachman in Hebrew. And I'm going to translate it for you in English right now, according to my words and what I remember. So Rabbi Nachman said that once he was on the Shabbos table, which is on the Shabbos is like, the day when Jewish people rest from Friday night to Saturday night. It's a very holy day, and we're mainly just allowed to pray and like learn and study and eat and be with the family. So it's very holy day, And it was there, and usually the people and the rabbis, even today, but even more so back then, 250 years ago, 200 years ago, when the holy people were even holier than today, much more holier. So he was there with his brother also, and there was a few guests, and they just spoke with him about mundane things on Shabbos, which is usually, like not common to do, and thing like usually it's a day that we really like enjoy and try to focus on spiritual teachings and Torah teachings and Bible studies and things like that. So it was very, in the view of his brother, I think it was Rabbi Yechiel or something. Rabbi Yechiel, the brother of Rabbi Nachman. So then he came at the end of the meal, and he said, you know what? Or it was on the Motzei Shabbos, like on the Saturday night after Shabbat ended, and then he spoke with him, and he said, you know what? No, the proper stories like that. On the Friday night they did the saintly and the holiness was like really proper in the eyes of everyone, but it was on the Saturday at the day meal, during the meal of the day, and it was during that meal that people spoke to him about mundane things, and he listened through the whole meal. So after the afternoon passed and the evening came, and it was already the end of Shabbos, so his brother came and he said, you know what? I saw such a saintly attitude that you had on Friday night, but on the Saturday, I didn't understand why you just listened to mundane speech and you didn't do a Dvar Torah or something, Why did you even allow them to speak with you about those things all day long? And he said, you know what? Do you remember everything they said? So he said no. His brother said no. But he said, me, I remember every detail, and I'm going to tell you all they said and what's hidden in it, in the spiritual meaning. And then he started to recount everything, and he explained all the spiritual secrets, I don't know how to say it, that were through those words. And during the whole night he spoke, and just he explained the spiritual mysteries that were included and hidden into those mundane words that people told him. And then in the morning, his brother, like after the prayer, he said, well, you know what, my brother is at a level I never saw before, a spiritual level I never saw before, because the greater a man is, the lower he can go down, and he can bring even the most mundane conversations or things to the highest level of understanding, and to connect actually them. So that's why Rabbi Nachman says that he can repair souls, because he takes even the most mundane souls, meaning the souls that are attracted to mundanity in a much more pronounced way, and he can attach even their hidden desires for this world, and for like envies and desires and things of this world. He can even connect their basic desires and explain why their Jewish soul is craving for that, and connecting their apparently basic behavior to something much higher, therefore repairing them and connecting them to their source that was like apparently disconnected when there was those judgments, which are an absence of light, which are an absence of understanding. And like there is always in the sky the evil angel who comes and try to bring also people to testimony. That's why we should be careful with our mouth not to speak bad about other people, because we give a testimony to the angel of death. That's written in the Sefer Chafetz Chaim and in other places too, I think in the Zohar. And that's why we cannot speak bad about anybody, because we are the second witness that enabled evil judgment to be placed on someone. So that's why when the evil angel just says something, he's the only one to say it. But when you bring another people who says lashon hara, evil speech against somebody else, so derogatory speech or harmful speech, therefore this enables the angel of death to apply some evil decrees upon him. That's why we should be very careful about that. Now, so that's important to understand that. And therefore, when naturally there is always like the evil side who comes to accuse you, to put you in accusation, to say, you know what, this guy is very basic and very, very attached to this world, and you're nothing special, and he doesn't deserve to get connected with spirituality, those kind of things. But in fact, the role and the place of the true righteous man, which in case is Rabbi Nachman, because he says on himself, and that's not he says the utmost humility is not to say like things that are over your level, and neither to say things that will put you up while putting the others down, because this is pride, and this is a very evil character trait. But when actually you will say the real level that you have, and you don't exaggerate, and you just say it really to help people, it's not a pride if it's true, and if you don't disillusion yourself. For example, Rabbi Nachman himself was able to repair souls. So there is a few rabbis who were able to do that in some extent, like the Ben Ish Chai, Rabbi Yosef Chaim de Arizal, Rabbi Yitzchak Loya Ashkenazi, and so many saintly men. But he was able to do it in a very high level, and to connect even the lowest person to the highest source, and that was his level. He was able to go down, and to bring everyone with him up, and he did that through tremendous efforts, and this was his level. So he said, you know what, he is the true righteous man, because he has the ability and capacity to repair people. So that's why I'll tell you, the essential is to go to Rabbi Nachman at Rosh Hashanah, to be which is like the first day of the year, where there is all the judgments, all the accusations are bound to come on that day. But when you go to the true righteous man, he is able to take you, even if you're the lowest person on earth, God forbid, he is able to take you up to the highest places. That's why it's so important to be at his close to him on Rosh Hashanah. And he said that, and that's the most important thing. And through the year, to always says Nachman Miuman, meaning to, when you say that sentence, like you bring the aspect of Rosh Hashanah on every second, like Pei Tzadik Yud Kei, which is the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, and therefore you're able to connect yourself to the aspect of the Rosh Hashanah of the Tzadik, which is the beginning of the year of the true righteous man, which is the fact of canceling all the judgments and to turning everything to the good. And that's why Rabbi Israel Dovleser said that when somebody says, just recalls the name of Rabbi Nachman, which is Nachman Newman, therefore he has the power by this speech only, by this sentence, this word, this name, to inverse all the judgments, the evil judgments of the angel of death, into good judgments, and to cancel all the sins and to turn them into merits. And this sentence has the ability to turn everything into the good, without any exception. So I hope that this helped you, and B'ezrat Hashem, I'll look forward to speak with you soon. Thanks.